We're basically in the strongest part of the storm. On this episode of On the Trail, we take our Subarus on the easy road in Big Bear and end up finding shelter in a cabin.
Introducing Nitto's all-new Nomad Grappler crossover terrain. Built for the adventurous types, on-road or off.
Welcome to another episode of On the Trail. I'm your host, Mike Sabunchi, and as you can see, things are a little wet and wild today because we're up here in Big Bear, California. The reason why we chose to come to Big Bear in December is our very first On the Trail episode a few years ago was with some Toyotas, and we took it up to Big Bear and we really just started the series, and we said, heck, why don't we do the same thing, the same formula up in December? It should be cold, pretty dry. There might be a slight chance of snow, but probably not gonna get snow. And let's take a new segment of vehicles, crossovers, Subarus, Alltracks, Volkswagens, a whole new thing that we haven't done before. We wanted to get up here and we wanted to explore. I'm driving a 2018 Volkswagen Golf Alltrack. The reason why I chose this vehicle is because up in Washington, we get a mix of everything. We needed a car that could do it all. Minor modifications, I've added a lift kit, I've added a reflash to the ECU, and most importantly, I threw on a set of brand new Nitto Nomad Grapplers. With me today are my friends, Luis Nieto and Cody Rasmussen. Luis is driving his cool gray khaki 2019 Subaru Crosstrek, and Cody, he's got his Rally Pumpkin, a 2018 Subaru Crosstrek. These guys have the lift kits, the recovery gear, and of course, the Nitto Nomad Grapplers, which by the way are mountain and snow rated, and we're gonna put them to the test today. The trails we're going to hit today are pretty popular for the area. 2109, also known as the Gold Fever Trail, it's pretty much the main vein through the Holcomb Valley. On that trail, you can see some historical sites, such as some old cabins, old saloons, and even old mining sites. It's a great trail for some first-time off-roaders. If you come up here and you want to follow this route, highly recommend it for first-time off-roaders, first-time overlanders. This is the kind of trail you sharpen your teeth on, you get your feet wet on, for lack of a better term, and you really start to enjoy the outdoors. Of course, whenever you're coming out here, check the local weather report, make sure you bring yourself an adventure pass, and always off-road safely.
A song of the saddle and the clear blue sky above.
We started our journey yesterday down in Pioneer Town, which is a pretty cool place in its own right. Lots of westerns have been filmed there, and you can still go visit the place anytime. The day was absolutely perfect. Sunny skies, small breeze, 54 degrees and no weather in sight. No one was complaining, and we were off to a great start. From Pioneer Town, we decided to take Burns Canyon Trail up to Big Bear, because why not? We've got cars with all-wheel drive, we got the all-new Nomad Grappler, we've got blue skies and a perfect day. Why take the freeway? Let's hit a trail. And it was perfect. You may be wondering, why is this area even called Big Bear? After all, there aren't exactly a bunch of bears running around, let alone really big ones. Well, the history of Big Bear is actually closely tied to the history of Los Angeles. In 1845, Benjamin Davis Wilson, grandfather of General George S. Patton, and soon-to-be second mayor of Los Angeles, came up here with a small army in pursuit of some horse thieves. I don't know if Wilson and company ever caught those horse thieves, but they sure found a lot of bears roaming in the woods back then.
On the evening of the second day, we arrived at the lake, and the whole lake seemed alive with bear. The 22 Californians went out in pairs, and each pair lassoed a bear and brought him to camp, so that we had at one and the same time 11 bears. This prompted me to give the lake the name it now bears.
Sadly, but not surprisingly, the California grizzly is now extinct, but their legacy lives on in the name of Big Bear Lake.
All right, so here's the storm system that we're in, and you can see the pink. That's where we are right now. And so what we're doing right now is we're gonna wait about an hour and continue on. It's a little safe here. There's a cabin over here that we can seek shelter in, or we can just hang out in the cars, have lunch. But in about an hour, you can see the pink area is gonna dissipate and we'll be at the very tail end of the storm. On this episode of On the Trail, 6 guys go to the forest to have a picnic. It looks like the shelter's working. I don't hear any moaning and groaning in there. Oh my God. It totally works. Oh my God, my face hurts. All right, we've had shelter long enough in here. We had lunch. Cody's got a sandwich. We're gonna head back to the cars and warm up and wait for the storm out in there. It's a lot warmer inside the car.
It hasn't stopped. The wind is still pretty hard. So we're gonna go out, take off, and hopefully in a couple of minutes it clears and we can keep filming, but it's still pretty intense.
Hey man, this is Wheeling and Big Bear. This is a legit storm. Here's another pro tip when you're wheeling in the snow. When we first started today, the snow was tight and compact and we had fresh tracks and everything was biting, but as the sleet hit and the day warmed up, things got a lot more slippery and you can kind of see the car dancing around and all the other cars dancing around. That's because the snow is loosening up, and as more and more people go through this trail, it will become more loose. You always want to learn how to use your gear before you need it. Right now we're not stuck, but we're going to demonstrate how to use these when you need to use them. That way you're already one step above instead of trying to figure it out when tension is high. It's a good thing we have our Nomad Grapplers on this trail and in this terrain. The beauty of the Nomad Grappler is you got 2 different types of sidewalls. You got the mountains on the outside, or you can run the carabiner on the outside. You've got the right sizing for these types of vehicles. So we have the perfect tire, the perfect size for this type of terrain. But the best part about the Nomad Grappler is it's 3-peak mountain and snow rated. This tire is designed to give you traction in this stuff. There is a point though where the car and the tire can only do so much. And that's where we have these traction boards here. Traction boards, you see them on every rig on the 405 freeway. You see them on all the overbuilt 4Runners and GXs and Subarus, but they actually serve a purpose. It's a great way to get out of a pinch without getting help from somebody else. There's these giant lugs on these traction boards here that allow your tire to grip as you drive over the obstacle. These also can alternate as a shovel if you need to dig yourself out here, but when you're placing them to get over an obstacle, pro tip number 1, the lugs are what your tires drive on. Some people put them on upside down. This one has lugs on the bottom, but this side up tells you this is the part that your tire is supposed to drive on. If you're stuck over an obstacle, you can kind of angle it like this. You can put it over whatever you're stuck on. but you want to get it against the tire, put it flat on the ground. It has a nice ramp for the tire to drive over. Then the driver in the car will see his spotter and drive over the obstacle. You see how the traction board sunk into the snow, but was nice and even. That widened the footprint of the tire, allowing him to get over the obstacle. Woo! We might need them later. The reason why we did that is it's always good to practice before you need it. You never really have an opportunity to practice safety and recovery. We're pretty alone and safe in this area, so it was a good time to practice and educate. Good job, Luis.
Trail was amazing. We went through some little harsh stuff, but the tires, the perspective of the tires are amazing. Didn't get stuck at all. The only thing I do recommend is for you to lower your tire pressure, and the tires will do its job.
Woo! That is slippery down here, oh my gosh. Hey, we did it. Yeah! Oh my God, you brought some snow down with you. How you doing, Luis? How'd the Subaru do?
Subaru did great. It did awesome. You know, it kept steady and perfect aligned.
Yeah. No slipping,
Any
bottoming out, none of that?
Not at all. The tires did great. They did what they had to do.
Yeah.
They stick really well. Went through a lot of stuff.
Yeah. It changed on us, didn't it?
It changed rapidly.
Yeah, now it's basically just raining.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so that goes to show you, anytime you go out on the trail, things can change. We're now at the bottom of the trail and it's basically ice raining. There's no more snow on the ground, it's just mud, and we've only gone down like 400 feet. This was an epic off-road adventure through Big Bear, in California's backyard. If you're in SoCal and you want to hit a nice trail with full of history, make sure you hit this trail. Drop us a comment, let us know you're gonna hit the trail. If you got any questions for us about their Subarus or the Alltrack, leave us a comment. If you want to join us on the next On the Trail, click the link and sign up. Otherwise, we're going to get back in our cars and get back to the hotel because it's getting nasty, and we'll see you guys on the next On the Trail. Woo!
Thanks for watching Driving Line. If you guys like this video, consider subscribing to our channel so you'll never miss any of the content we create here. Whether you're into trucks, Jeeps, imports, domestic vehicles, or anything in between, we are here to fuel your passion. So hit that subscribe button and we'll see you guys next time.